Hello and welcome to training. I am Dave Duffin, and today we will be presenting how to accurately enter time into the computer and the application or app on a tablet. Okay, you'll see there's 8 steps. 4 steps are for the computer, and you'll see 4 more steps are the exact same steps, but they're for the mobile device. Okay. We will begin with number 1. Computer, demonstrate how to navigate to time entry on work orders. Okay. Here, I'm logged in as Roland DeMooney. I'm going to go to his task list and find the work order I created. Okay. Test for work order. So I'm going to click in there, get to the work order, and I'm going to come down here to the labor section. Okay. Whoops. That is how I accomplish the first task on the list. Demonstrate how to navigate to time entry on work orders. Done. Next, demonstrate and explain how to properly input time into a work order. The explanation on that one is pretty simple. I need to put time in the system for all the time that I work on a given work order. I also need to split my time between any days that I worked on the work order. So if I worked 5 hours total on a given work order, but I worked 1 hour each day, Monday through Friday on a given week, I should have 5 labor entries in the system rather than 1 entry that says 5 hours. Okay? So I am going to input the time by going here to actual hours, and I will select 4. Assuming it took me 4 hours to work on this. Then I go to date of labor and I select the calendar, and we're going to assume it was the 22nd that I did the work. Actually no, we're going to assume it was today because I'm a good worker and I put in the time the same day I did it. Okay? And that is the second item on the list. Demonstrate and explain how to properly input time into the work orders. 3. Demonstrate how to copy labor lines in a work order and input time correctly into the new line. Okay? This is simple to do. On your labor line, right here, there's a duplicate function. It looks like 2 yellow pages stacked in front of one another. If I click that, the system will duplicate the labor line as you see it did. I had the first one was number 1, second one's number 2. And I now have the opportunity to put in the time and the date. In this case, I'll put the 27th for this labor, and that fulfills that item. Demonstrate how to copy labor lines and put time correctly into the new line. Number 4, demonstrate how to save labor line updates using the save function on the top menu. That is this right here. Okay, it looks like a computer disk, an old computer disk. And if you click on that, as I'm going to do now, you'll notice that that 4 will turn to 6 because it added 4 and 2. In other words, it saved my work. Before I clicked that, my work was not saved. You can also click OK to save your work. But when you do that, it will kick you out of the work order. All right? So that moves us to number 5, mobile. Demonstrate how to navigate to time entry on work orders. I'm going to go ahead and pull in a window here for the mobile application. Okay? A little bit about the mobile app is I have a menu here that says Home. That's where I'm at now. I've got a couple other pages here. This one allows me to create work orders or requests. Most of the time you're going to spend on the mobile app will be Home. Okay? Now, I am going to find this work order on my task list. The way you do that is very similar to the computer system. You go here and you tap Task. You can search, or you can click this magnifying glass here and it will load an unfiltered task list. Okay? Now if you look here, test for work order, that's the one we were working on. I would touch the screen here on my mobile device and it will get me in the work order. Now you will notice here that I have requester, reference, request date, from, email, phone, foreman responsible. If I go into my computer work order, you'll notice the same data: reference, request date, from, email, phone, foreman responsible. Okay? What I'm trying to illustrate here is that in the mobile application, all the same information is there. It is simply laid out differently. Okay? So I am here in the work order, and the task is to get to the labor. The way I do that is at the top here where it says labor, I click there. Now you'll notice I have my first labor line, 4 hours, set to today, that I did in the system. I also have my second labor line that if I tap here, it will bring up, and I have 2 hours that I did as yesterday in the other system. Okay? That is how you navigate to the labor in the mobile application. The next item is demonstrate and explain how to properly input time into work orders. Okay? Now the way I would do that is the explanation is the same as before. If you have work that you did, it's got to go in the amount and on the day that you did it. If you worked on the same job for multiple days, you would need to have multiple labor entries for that work. To put in your time, where it says actual hours, I would click here, and I can edit that. Let's go ahead and make this one 3 now. And for the date, it brings up a little Wheel of Fortune wheel where I can change the date here. In this one, I'm going to change a little bit, make it the 26th, and I'm going to click Set. Okay? And that is how you perform that task. Next, demonstrate how to copy labor lines in a work order and input time correctly into new line. That's pretty simple. When you're on a given labor line, it could be 1, it could be 2. You click Open, and then at the bottom you click Duplicate. And you see that says 2, now it says 3. That allowed me to create a third labor line. You see it has 0, it has no date, and 0 in the actual hours. I'm going to go ahead and add 5 hours for that. I'm going to travel into the future here and mark it for tomorrow, and I'm going to click Set. Okay? And that's how you duplicate a line and add labor to it. Last item on our list, mobile. Demonstrate how to save labor line updates. Okay, I can save it in a number of ways. I can click Next, I can click Previous, or I can click General, and a box will come up that will allow me to save. In this case, I'm going to click Next. And you can see the system thought about it for a second, and if I go back into the labor lines and go to number 3, my information is still there. Now, because this is a mobile app, there are interactive ways to move around this. If you look, I can actually, I'll do it with my mouse, but if you're on the mobile device, you can do it with your finger. I can grab this and swipe it, and it moves between lines. So it makes it real easy to quickly move through the various lines by swiping with your finger on the screen. Okay? And that was the whole test. We are complete, and I will catch you next time. Thank you.